may you introduce a little bit about yourself?
Okay, well, I'm Yasmin. I grew up in Saudi Arabia. My entire childhood, moved back to the U.S. when I was 13. I got my bachelor's degree in clinical psychology at the age of 19. I'm currently 21, and I own a company, a Florida roofing company, which I'm currently pursuing my certification to be able to run. I also work a legal job, so I work for the government in City Hall. I'm in the clerical unit, so I'm a clerk, and I love anime. Anime is one of my favorite genres of shows to watch, especially the romance dramas ones. I know that's cliche. A lot of people be like, "Oh my gosh, you're not watching real anime if you didn't watch the action ones." And I'm like, let's not be closed-minded because all of them are good. Period. Um, and that's it about myself. I think.
All right, very interesting. I think I've heard some of that before. Thank you very much. So, the next question is, what do you do for fun, usually?
Okay, I'm boring, so it's really. Let me think. I gotta think about that one. What the heck do I do for fun? I dance, so I'm self-taught. I've been dancing. When I was around 14, I had like a Korea Blue phase where all I was obsessed with was K-pop songs, choreographies, and such. So I became one of a coverist. So I was a self-taught coverist. I do all the choreographies, especially ones for Blackpink and BTS. Stopped doing that one, and now I think majority of the dances I do are the TikTok ones, and you will never be able to see those because my account is private. I post them on like my close friends for the most part. Um, I also bake. I love cooking, and I plan to own a bakery at some point in my life. Later on, that's not a career path that I prefer to embark on. It's something I'd like to keep as a hobby. So, baking and cooking, those two are my favorite hobbies that I feel like I do the most. So, dancing and baking.
All right, I think you forgot to include that you love to work out too. I think.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that one too. That one you can actually find on my Instagram page in the highlights. I work out a lot and I do flexibility yoga as well, so increasing my range of movement,
Mm-hmm.
flexibility. Yep, I be killing them workouts. We don't those like yeah, those are my other hobbies, working out.
All right. Okay, so for the next question is, what's the difference between you and most other people? What do you think? What's
um,
the difference with other people?
okay. So, in the environment that I am now, the most distinguishing difference between us is religion and an understanding between the difference of religion and culture. When I'm meeting with other Muslims, I notice that the ones that have grown up in the US, they tend to mix Arab culture with Islam itself, and the same for non Muslims. For example, when I first came back to the US, I wore my niqab at school. And for some reason in the US, it's like culture, they believe that you wear a niqab when you're married. And that couldn't be more further from the truth. You wear the niqab by your own will, and does not have to be because you're married. So I was in school, and people are like, oh my God, you're married? You're only like 14, 15 years old. And I'm like, where did you get that idea from? They're like, oh, all the Muslims here in the US, they say this. And I'm just like, oh, wow, okay. Couldn't be further from the truth. So I'd like to say one of my distinguishing features from Muslims and non-Muslims here in the US is an understanding that culture does not dictate religion, and religion does not change. Islam has not changed. The Quran has not changed. What has truly had a change over time is culture because it's created by people, and people change over time. Thus, culture changes over time.
That's a very great elaboration. I appreciate you for saying that, Jasmine. So, um, the next question is, I think it would be the second last question. If you could invite anyone, living or dead, to a dinner, who would that be and why?
Oh, Hawa, Adam's wife. Yep.
How?
Eve, I would invite her to dinner and ask her what went through her head when she ate that doggone apple. I'd be like, girl, do you know you screwed us over? You know we could have had it real good, but you had the audacity to eat that apple. You must have been about to get your period. You must have been craving, because why would you do that? So she's who I would have dinner
Like, what
with.
would you listen to a snake for real?
Yeah, I'm like, girl, what? How you're in a lovely place like this, and the thing you want to listen to is a snake? Like, were you not scared? And then another question I would have for her: are you embarrassed? Like, are you embarrassed for what you did? Because everybody knows now what you've done to put us here. And did you feel shame? Did you feel anger? And how did you go about living your life after the choice you had made?
All right. I think we can all can agree that we do have some kind of hatred towards her a little bit, even though she's the wife of Adam.
Oh, I don't have any hatred towards her. I really do question her choices.
Yeah.
Because that one was what?
So for the last question, if today would be the end of the world, what would you do?
Okay, so if it were the end of the world, the only approach I could take to that one is the Islamic approach, which is that if it's the end of the world, all the Muslims will die, just die. So I'd like to pray I'm one of the Muslims that just flat out dies. Because if I'm not one of the Muslims who flat out dies and everybody else, all the other Muslims around me do, there's no Quran, there's nothing I can read anymore, because they'll be blank. So it's not like I can sit and pray, I can read the Quran. It's not like there are ways to get out of this. I just have to exist. I would feel useless, pointless, embarrassed, and extremely fearful. Extremely, because I'm like, what did I do that was so bad that put me in a position where Allah felt like, you know what, no, you're not amongst those righteous Muslims, and you deserve to suffer along with the kafirs and the hypocrites. Yep, I think that's my answer.
I can see very interesting because personally, I would just, do something very stupid if it was the end of the world. All right,
What would
so
you?
so that is all the question that we've got for you for this interview. So Munir will be concluding the interview. Thank you very much, Yasmin.
No problem.
Assalamualaikum. Good evening to Mr. Arul. Alright, so Mr. Arul, can you please introduce a bit about yourself to us?
Okay, so my name is Airul Naim bin Zuhairi. I was born in Penang. I'm 22 years old. Currently, I'm studying for my degree in University Polytechnic Malaysia. Okay, I think that's about it.
Okay, Arul. So second question is, what do you do for fun?
What I do for fun? Basically, all I do is just play badminton, football, play games every night with my friends. Sometimes just watch a movie with my girlfriend. Yeah, I think that's about it. There's nothing really interesting about me.
All right, Mr. Aero. So for the third question, it would be, what is the difference between you and most of the other people?
Okay, so I was born in Penang, but what makes me different from other people is that I was raised in England, Leeds, England. Like my mom studied for her PhD there, and so she brought me along. And so I stayed there for 4 years when I was kindergarten until like year 3, standard 3. So like I didn't really like experience the things my friends here experience. For example, like they had a childhood television show or anything that I can't really like relate to them about it. So it makes me kind of different from them. I think that's about it.
All right, thank you. So another question is, if you could invite anyone either they're still living or dead, to dinner, who would that be, and also why?
Okay, I think it's gonna be my late grandpa. Okay, because he passed away in 2018. Because he is the is like my he took the father role for me. Okay, he taught me everything, how to like treat a woman right, common sense. You know, like when a woman is gonna open a door. Okay, and then you had to be there as a man. Okay, as a man, you had to open the door for the woman, right? Okay, you have to respect the woman. So like he teach me a lot of stuff, like how to tie a tie or anything. All those things that a father would teach. He taught me that. So yeah, I really miss him so much already. That's it, I think.
All right, Iro. So, for the last question, if today would be the end of the world, what would you do?
If today would be the end of the world, okay, normally people would say like they will go and pray and stuff like that, right? But like if it's too late to pray, maybe I'll just go and rob the bank and then buy Rolex. You know, I love watches. Rob a bank. I love Mustang. Okay, maybe I'll get one. Yeah. But if it's the end of the world and we can't pray anymore, so if that's the case, then I will rob a bank. Yeah, I think that's it.